Hey there YouTubers, Dan Strong with Excel VBA is Fun. Today we're looking at kind of the second half of the first question regarding Internet Explorer and connecting to it that Chris had. And so I'll be sharing a link with you if you haven't seen the first video. In the first video we took Google. We basically opened up a Google page with Internet Explorer using Excel here. Click a button, it opens up Google, and it shoves whatever's in A1 into the search bar, and it goes ahead and clicks the search button. So it does a search for you, essentially. What we're doing now, and by the way, let me hit Alt F11 for you. I wanted to show you what I added is a line here that will basically application.wait. It just makes it wait whatever now is plus a couple seconds using the time value. So I just wanted it to wait a couple seconds before it clicked the button because I noticed it wasn't loading. You could probably do the while IE.busy do events thing. You could probably shove that here. I just figured this was a little easier. Just wait a standard 2 seconds. Should do it. Anyway, what we're doing in this video is a little bit different. I'm going to go back to my original email from Chris, and he said basically what he wants to be able to do is not create a new instance of Internet Explorer. He wants to be able to take one that has just popped up in a pop-up window and to be able to figure out which one using the title. So he says his title will be something like this: create new incident number. So whatever the number is, new incident number 1,000,048 or something, hyphen CA service desk manager. So he wants to trap that and get the correct window and then start filling in the form using that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have create new incident. That should do it. Create new incident. Alright, I'm going to copy that. We're going to go to our Excel thing here, hit Alt F11, and we're going to add to this here. We'll say create a new sub. So what are we going to call it? Let's call it find the ticket window. Oops, with the W. Sub find ticket window. So what we're going to do is let's declare, we'll forget about declaring for now. We're going to set IE Internet Explorer. Okay, I don't really want to declare anything or set anything. What we need to do essentially is we need to loop through each window. In this solution, we're going to loop through each window that you have open in not Internet Explorer, but in Windows Explorer. That means it could be a file folder, it could be an internet window, or even this window, or the Excel window, or this Google Chrome window, or Process Explorer, whatever you have open. Any of these windows, it's going to loop through each one, but it'll go so fast you won't even notice it. So here's how we do that. We're going to do a for each loop. We're going to say for each, how about window, or WD. For each WD in, and we're going to use the create object, but not the Internet Explorer application. We're going to use shell.application. Put that in quotes and in your parentheses. For each WD and create object shell.application .window. Okay, everything capitalizes, so that's a good sign. And of course, we're going to say next window, or WD in this case. We chose to do WD. That's our variable. We can make that whatever's comfortable for you. This stuff is kind of set in stone. You want to type that exactly. So for each window in the create object shell application .window, it's going to loop through each window, and it's going to shove the object or the value of the window right here in the WD because that's what we set it. That being said, let's go ahead and start doing that. Let's see. For each WD, so let's see here. We got an error. And create object shell.application. Let's see here. Maybe this is Windows with an S. Hit F8. Okay, so in create object, shell application.windows with an S, my bad. So if you hover over WD, it says Windows Internet Explorer. Okay, we got lucky. The first one it found was Internet Explorer. It may have found Excel or an open folder or something, but whatever, we got lucky. So that being said, let's test that. So we're going to test it. So if WD equals Windows Internet Explorer, and that's what we're trying to capture right now, then basically we're going to proceed. We'll do our end if so we don't get locked up later. Otherwise it'll just keep going. So if we've caught it, if it says Windows Internet Explorer, then we'll trap it right here, and we're going to basically say, what was that ticket thing he said? Well, we would say, we would use an end string. I'm going to show you how to use end string. You may have seen my video on that, but we're going to say if end string, INSTR, so, and you put, let's see, I may have this backwards. I always get this mixed up. Create new incident. Let me see. Nope, that's the end part. So the first part is going to be the actual string. The string would be WD, right? That's no. WD dot document dot title. Okay, that is the title of the Internet Explorer window that's open. That's the pop-up that Chris has been wanting to capture. And you put a comma, and you're basically saying, using the end string, we're saying, hey, if create new incident, those three words like this, is within the current Windows document title, then, right, and to use the end string, if it doesn't find this within this, then it would be equal to 0. So we're going to say basically if this is not 0, then, so if it's not 0, then this string is somewhere within there. It doesn't matter what number it is, as long as it's not 0, then it's found it. So we found it, and now we can rejoice because we can actually do stuff with that. Unfortunately, we won't find it because I don't have anything that says create new incident. But what I have here is I have a Google window in Internet Explorer, and I have a secondary window just to try to trick it up for deviantart.com. And so that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to get one or the other. So let's just make sure this is, let's just say deviant. That's fine. So if this is deviant, and I'm putting that in capital letters, and I'm going to say ucase, because I don't want it to get hung up on the capitalization or not capitalization. So we'll just capitalize this by default, and I'll manually capitalize this. If anything that says deviant is within the document title of the window, then we've got a winner, and we can actually start controlling that WD, and we can go ahead and exit this for loop and get started on working on that window and, you know, populating the text boxes, all that good stuff. So Chris, you will be all set. So let's hit F8. So WD.document title, it's not telling what that is. See if it'll tell if I hover over this. Nope, not telling. So let's see if the end string, let's put a stop here. If it found deviant in there, no, it didn't. So that must have been the Google Internet Explorer instance. Let's go to the next one. Oops. Okay, well, that was weird. Nope. Next one. Another Internet Explorer. This must be it. Oh, it found deviant. You see that? So it was the second one here. So now that we have found it, we can all rejoice. Rejoice, we found it. Okay. Now we can say exit for. That's exiting this for next loop here, and we'll end up at the bottom down here. So we can actually do whatever we want to that WD, because WD is going to stay there because we've exited. So exit for, and now we're down here. So I'll hit F8, and I don't like all these extra spaces. Excellent. So now that we're here, WD is going to be that object that we need it to be, the one that has DeviantArt. So we control this one. And we can actually take that window and do whatever. Just like we did in the last one, we could say WD, instead of IE, it would be WD. So it'd be WD.document all, and whatever the text box value is would equal whatever we wanted it to. Or we could actually have it navigate to Google, so let's do that. Let's see. We'll say WD.navigate, go to google.com, so it'll take it away from deviantart.com. And we can copy some more of this. Anyway, I'll go ahead and copy the rest of this. And we'll see that we can actually, we've taken the window that had deviantart.com and turned it into Google, and put the search thing that we wanted, searching whatever is in A1. It says I want to search this in there. So let's go ahead and do a find and replace. That's Control F, and we want to replace, not in the whole module, just this current procedure. We want to replace IE with WD, because we're not using IE like we did in that one. We're using WD. That's the window. Replace all in the current procedure only. So we've replaced 5 of them. So now we can rest easy. Everything else is gravy. So we're navigating to google.com on the DeviantArt tab here. Hit F8 just now, and it looked like it shifted over nicely. Not busy. Blah blah blah. We don't really need the document title. Let's see. So there, the Q is the name of this text box right here. We're going to make that equal to our search. Okay. There it is. I'm going to search this, and then it does the click thing there. I think having the application.wait there doesn't like to debug through, perhaps. I'm going to change this back to deviantart.com, and then I'm going to just hit F5 and see what happens with this macro here. Let's see, F5. So it changes this over to Google. Should run a search for me. Let's see here. Why isn't it searching? No fair. Alright. There was another button called button I, and I didn't know why there was 3 buttons. Maybe that's the one that needs to happen. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we don't need to use application.wait. Maybe we can do while wd.busy, just like we did in the other thing. So while it's busy, wait until it's not busy, basically. Let's try that. We'll put a stop marker right there and see what happens. F5. Okay. Yeah. Button.click. And let's see if it actually clicked the button. Okay, button I.click. Now that looked like it did it. Whoa, what's happened here? Okay, that button I must have been interesting. Button I was probably I'm feeling lucky. And so hit a random search. And what is this object element here, Google search. Okay. Well, button K wasn't doing it. For some reason. I wonder what this button is called. We don't want button I, do we? Is there a button H? Button K.click. Button K.click magically worked. That's odd. Alright, so you might want to play around with that. There is no button H. I'm going to open this up in Chrome because there's another button in there. And that's the easiest way to search. I want to know what this button is called. Right click inspect element. Button G. Button G might be the best one to use. Let's try button G. Dot click. Hit F8. Did that work? Let's go back. Button G dot click. Interesting. Let's try that again. Let's see. Let's open up a new instance of Internet Explorer. Here we go. Again, we'll go to deviantart.com so that the search will work correctly. Let's go ahead and start this one over again. Hit F5. Okay. Goes in there, it shoves that value, and hits search with the button G this time. So hit F8, and let's see what happened just then. Well, it's being difficult. Now, you could always do an application.send keys, but it's a lot less stable. Let's just let's try this one more time. Okay, let's try this one more time. F5, it found the window, goes to Google, and it should hit the search button. Okay, it just took forever to do the search. No, it still didn't do the search. I'm wondering. Fine, let's do application.wait again. Now plus, let's see, how about 4 seconds? Let's go back here. I'm going to hit F5. Let's see what happens. And I hit enter and it magically works. Stinking dirtbag thing. Now I'll do it manually. F5. If I do this manually, hit F8. Counts to 4 seconds. Hits the button G. Did that do anything? It did not. Button K has been hit. And button K worked, but it's like it only does it if you do it manually, it seems like. Try it one more time. Here we go. Should wait 5 seconds. And it should hit. There it is. There it is. There it is. Thank God. So I had to wait 5 seconds. It's probably just because my computer's a piece of crap. I wouldn't worry about that too much, guys. At any rate, so you can fill all the text boxes you want with your own custom stuff. You can click whatever buttons you want to click. Although compensate for how long it takes. Anyway, that should do it. That is the answer to your question, Chris. Once you have triggered or caught the window that you want, you just exit the for loop or tell it to go to somewhere else in your macro, and you can load up with whatever data you want, and you can submit it using your Excel program. So anyway, thanks for watching, and God bless, guys.